Chat. Let's have a conversation real quick. Let's have a conversation. To say that I am not somewhat happy would be a lie. Because let's be real, I know Sai can't keep my goddamn name out of her mouth. Why can't she keep my name out of her mouth? God only knows. You'd think after we quote unquote closed the network, she would just stop talking about me. But she continued to do so. Historically, she's encouraged my docs. Let's see, what else has she done? She would use different methods of grooming and call me a love bomber. I guess it's assuming that I am a sex cultist.
Sai? More like Sai.
Thank you, Nim the Gudra. But yeah, just like all of these weird things, saying commentaries, cult, the usual copes. But yes, apparently, chat. Now, I want to start a little bit around town, because apparently Sai has been getting a lot of hate from, I guess, the Vizzy Popdom. Like, it's the cartoon shit kind of came around. And yes, I'll say this before we get to it. Regardless how I feel about Sai, I will try to report things the best way possible. But no, I'm a little biased against the bitch. So that's how it's gonna be. But let's talk about that, because there was a whole bunch of shit. It even popped up in my Discord, and I'll talk about it. So I went on Twitter today. So these screenshots are popping up again. And I remember when Sai and I were on good terms, she was trying to explain this to me live in my chat. So for those who don't remember, and yes, it's a white woman teaching you slurs, everybody. So this was in the Limis response video to Sai. If you haven't watched that, well, you can't, because Limis deleted that video because she's also been running from allegations. But I remember that Sai mentioned this in the chat. And I remember saying, hey, this is not a good look, and it's going to come back up. I know you're saying it's for educational purposes, but, you know, maybe saying we could call Barack Obama the first N-word with an asterisk president, it's a word that encompasses the entire community. Now, what I find interesting is that she would not censor the other slurs for individuals of Pakistani and Chinese descent, but I guess we're there. And I want to make this very clear. If I remember part of the context for this, part of the context in and around always talks about Sai hates the word queer. They always hate the word queer. Now, a lot of people identify themselves as queer. I myself, as a gay man, will use queer interchangeably. Why? Because my sexuality always encompasses a couple different things. But remember, you know, listen, she uses any word she wants. She also uses the R slur because it was a medical term. Now, listen, I don't personally give too much of a shit. You know, there are people who use slurs. It's always mainly the intent behind them. My rule of thumb is I always use the slur that is appropriate for me. I'm Italian, so if you know the three-letter word, you know it. And I'm gay. The F slur is the one I use. I call myself that all the time because I am. And it's perfectly fine. But in hindsight, maybe Sai could have had the wherewithal in 2024 to maybe have not done this. Now, you know, I'm not policing her language. However, Sai loves policing other people's languages. Remember, Sai was very mad at Gilded Pooh and other people, hates Lyle for instance. And again, you can hate Lyle for a myriad of reasons. I wouldn't begrudge you. But you know, the hypocrisy of it all. Now, this is a very, very long picture on a recent post of Sai's. But don't worry, chat, I'll actually show you what's happening. Weird. What's this? Sai post about Alan Wake 2 yesterday. Fatty, why do you hate black people? Spooky is a harmless slur is one of the more harmless slurs you've said. No one's joining you, you racist prick. probably not going to watch this since you said a racial slur directed at me and my bloodline. Oh, but don't worry. It continues. Oh, no. Oh, look at all this. Using the screenshot again. Hey, fatty fuck. I don't think anybody is going to do that. Why are you racist? Now, again, is Sai racist? I mean, listen, that's for you to decide. But seems like a lot of people have a lot of opinions. And like Sai says, you should always have an opinion. Listen, Sai Scribbles is known to have many opinions on queer people, for instance, on bi people, on who's trans and who's not trans. Remember, Sai Scribbles very famously says that Chris Chan is not trans. Listen, would you call it transphobic? Listen, I've said my words on Lily Orchard. I would allow Sai to say whatever she wants to say, but that's on her. And that's right. She also hates ace people, apparently, because if you're not part of the LGBT, I don't know, maybe the G sometimes too, right? But again, I wouldn't police Sai's language. Not in my point of view. I never did, even when we were on good terms, because she is she's an individual, and I accepted her as such. However, that wasn't mutually exclusive. There's so much more. Cope and seethe today. So has Sai finally snapped? Apparently, after weeks of screeching on Twitter, she's now being accused of being a racist and has been crashing out in Discord. Well, but you know what, chat? We'll get to the Discord crash outs because somebody anonymously sent me some stuff. And we'll go over that. So Sai, stop trying to make this about Lio. Oh, that's right. Weirdly, and I can't believe I have to do this because Sai fucking is making me defend Lio of all people, but sure. Sai, by the way, has watched the multiple videos that myself and Beckett have produced and covered in our live streams regarding Brony, Fandom, and Saberspark, is fully aware that Lio Convoy is not involved and did narc on KP and to a lesser degree Brony Fandom. Sai is now saying that Lio is trying to recruit, of all people, the schizophrenic known as Brony Fandom. What's her proof? A feeling. Just like other people's feelings on her. But listen, again, I don't want to have to defend the guy. The guy can defend himself, but I don't know. Seems like a lot of lying is going around. Woo! But there's more. Sai goes on to say, said by the kid who didn't grow up hearing queer as a slur and thinks it's fine to lecture someone who was an out lesbian during the end of the AIDS crisis and fight in the entire fight for same-sex marriage rights who did. Sounds like an awful lot like privilege. Yes! Weird. Oh, that's right. It seems like Sai Scribbles says that you really can't be gay unless you suffer. Now, I don't think that that's an appropriate thing to say, but weird. Wait, wasn't that what Sai was doing when she's trying to teach people about different slurs? No. It's for educational purposes, right? It's only for educational purposes. Oh, wait, calling a black person privilege is a choice, this Twitter user goes on to say. And let's wake up how people like you have rights you do because of people who are more marginalized than you. Now, listen, I'm not going to get into the racist LGBTQ debate. Listen, I think that it's very, very important that every person has equal rights. I am going to be a little soapbox moment for a second. I have very, very positive memories of when gay marriage was ratified. It was actually the day I finished chemotherapy. It's like a fucking small aside. And I remember waking up to it and it was like the happiest day. It was the happiest moment of my day, actually. So that's like a weird thing. And I wasn't out at the time. But it was like one of those things I was like, oh, that's awesome. Jesus Christ. But yes, chat, there's so much more. There's so much more, apparently. Because apparently, Sai Scribbles has gone on to say that she destroyed Lily Orchard's career. Now, she's been saying that a lot. She said that multiple times. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, Lily Orchard has been a laughingstock for a period of time. But interestingly, and I do mean interestingly, I feel like there's a June the King-sized video that really was a big nail in the coffin for Lily Orchard. Now, I've had this before. I hate Lily. I've said this about Lily. A lot of stuff is dubious about Lily. I refer to Lily because that is the name that is colloquially known. But a lot of things are dubious about Lily due to the continued alleged crimes, yada yada. But what a weird thing to like credit yourself with destroying someone's career who's actively still on the platform and actively having people watch them. Weird, I know. This is a post about some Chris Chan stuff. Very weird why she's just adding random chatters. But I guess this is a thing, by the way. Seems like Sai Scribbles dislikes Hassan Piker. Perfectly fine. You can dislike Hassan Piker. But weird how she then goes on to say, still go back to fucking Turkey then, asshole. On 9/13/25, not even descent, bro was born in Turkey, actually was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey. That's a fun fact for you. But okay, we're going here. If America is so bad, Hassan, why don't you go back to Turkey? Perfectly fine statement. If he's complaining about America, he could go back, but weird. I guess, because you're being accused of racism. A lot of things are connecting, Sai. 8/22. That's robot turkey dogs, whatever. But 6/24/25. Hey, Hassan, if America's so bad, why don't you go back to Turkey? Weird. Remember when America was bad because, gay marriage wasn't ratified? A lot of other things were happening. And now I agree that you shouldn't leave your home country. You should make it better. But again, very weird that this woman from Rhode Island, of all places, continues to have a pattern of racism. Just a pattern of it. I don't know, man. Sounds racist as hell, chat, but we're going to get there. Now, there's a little bit more. Apparently, there's some leaks from Discord. I don't know. I don't know what Discord it is. I'm getting reports that it's Malcolm's Discord. Again, he can clarify that if he wants. I don't know his Discord. But this has always been a weird allegation. I want to highlight this from this chatter because this chatter is absolutely correct. I feel like Sai just wanted this to be her free playground to say shit she's too scared to say in her own server for one reason or another. It can't handle being challenged. But yes, chat, I guess you're going to see a series of racist posts, allegedly, from Sai Scribbles. Now, again, I am not the arbiter of racism. I am a white guy. I make the joke that I am the lost POC Italian, but I recognize my privilege. But I guess we're just going to continue. Sai Scribbles, again, go back to living in Turkey, Hassan. Another one. Okay. This is one of the most base things I have ever fucking read in my life. When this popped around in places, I kind of laughed. Sai white power Scribbles arguing with people half her age instead of working on her 401k. Fucking Christ. Oh boy. Oh, so this one was interesting. Sai Scribbles has a very weird fascination with Venezuela. So this goes on for a couple days, so I guess we could read these. It's good they're going to a prison in El Salvador and not let out onto the streets back in Venezuela to do the same shit there. Don't know what the context is necessarily. They're gang members from Venezuela, therefore they're Venezuelan. It's not like they said, let's round up brown people. This is a very specific group that, again, has been going around raping and murdering girls and women. And unlike you, I don't have acceptable numbers of raped girls and women before I'll tolerate before thinking maybe someone should be done. Or something should be done. It's a particular gang from Venezuela. Now, again, she could be right. She could be talking about a bunch of different things. She could be talking about world issues. But I don't know. You have the Twitter. Why not use your Twitter to discuss these realist issues? Post an article. Talk about it. You have a platform. I'd love to see the platform on this, because there are really bad things going on in the world, in America, in all parts of the world. So, unfortunately, and I feel bad. Anthony Gramigula, I feel bad. I guess he got dragged into this as well, so we'll kind of read his response. I just want to set the record straight due to the association, because despite the multiple attempts to still clear the conversation correctly, I have not made it clear. Sai is not involved in my channel. Her comments do not affect anything I think or say, and that's it. I have received several comments associating my channel with some recent comments of hers on a server, and I can't in good faith be quiet. My channel and hers are completely disconnected, and on a personal note, I am just fucking tired. I have tried to de-escalate and educate and explain so many things and so many times, and I'm just damn tired. Now again, I don't think that the guilt by association thing is, I think it's cringe. And I have really nothing to say about that. Like, again, guilt by association is cringe. But Sai doesn't think that. She closes the network for guilt by association. So I don't know. Listen, I guess Sai wasn't looking out for her friends at the end of the day. This leads to a series of crash out posts. Now, I was sent to these by a random chatter. Some of these are in order, some of them are not in order. But we will kind of go through these. So I'm not going to go through everything. From a bunch of different chatters, not appropriate in my opinion. I am just going to focus specifically on Sai Scribbles crashing out into what I've heard is Malcolm's Discord. Again, want to make it very clear, from my understanding, they handled it appropriately and conscientiously. They handled it with the prejudice that it should have been handled with. Let Sai try to learn herself, and she didn't. But we'll get there. Because Sai did something very interesting at the end of all of this, chat, but we'll get there. Oh, apparently, people are complaining about the amount of Sai Scribble Lio streams, but it is interesting that all she does all day is fight Lio Convoy with her now deleted Twitter. Sorry, I have Twitter conversations you don't have to follow. She goes on to say, when has Sai ever not been fighting with teenagers on Twitter? This is true. She always fights with kids. Because when I look at these profiles, they're like 16 to 15-year-olds. Yeah, Sai has a penchant for fighting kids and then calling them out for being kids. Oh, God. So Sai Scribbles, Danny has been seething about it since yesterday. I don't know who Danny is. I don't know the context. I'm just going to kind of go scroll through these. I guess you are the most ungrateful fucking guy I've ever met. That's fucking based. Hilarious in every means of the imagination. Someone said, are you smelling toast? That is funny as shit. Oh, Sai Scribbles, the strangers call me an ungrateful cow. Sai, the mods have yet to ban you and you're obsessed with someone who isn't even talking. Do you still think you're better than Lio Convoy or Gilded Poo? You're literally on the same level. You want to know what? I would completely agree. Sai and Lio are perfect for each other. And her and Vlad are perfect for each other. It's actually crazy. A lol cow being milked by Lio Convoy of all people. Beast! Sai Scribbles goes on to say into the imagination that she's obsessed with people in the Discord. The person who is a stranger to me is calling me an ungrateful cow, yada, sticking their neck out. Sai Scribbles, kids continues to say it keeps going. I don't know, guys. She's crashing out. And I want to point this out, right? She's crashing out at somebody else's server. She can't even hold these opinions in her own server because it's of my personal belief. And I think someone in this thread says this. Sai goes to other people's servers so she can keep her own sane because she doesn't want to bring the negativity back. Because the reality is that she uses other people's spaces as her own playground to just say whatever the fuck she wants. And I don't think that that's absolutely appropriate. I think that this is really fucking inappropriate to do. It's just weird. It's just weird, and I actually genuinely feel bad for Malcolm and his mods, because I do think that it's inappropriate that you have to wrangle somebody, a creator of all people, because they don't want the capacity to listen. They lack it, completely lack it. You guys had the audacity to discuss my racism. Based, Danny. She goes on to say, I don't have a goal. I just was being discussed and commented on it. Sai goes on to say, Sai, quote, you're sticking your neck out for me? Again, this is something imagined on your side that you think I'm fully aware of slighting you. Going on to see if it's fun. It's fair enough. Very based, very poggies. Universal you. Let's see what else Sai has to say. She's burning out. Everybody is just making fun of her over and over. And then she says, I think you guys kind of picked this fight, continuing from the fight you tried to pick yesterday and shit up the Lio thread with. Huh? Sai? Are you shitting? Wait, time out. Is she shitting up other people's threads and other people's discords? No! No, she's not! You've gotta be kidding me! There's no come on. I am unironically like say there's no fucking way, right? She doesn't do that, right? I know there are like some of Malcolm's mods are in the chat, like she doesn't do that, right? Or she didn't do that, right? Because that'd be really fucked. Not gonna lie, really fucked of her to do. And again, this is embarrassing, Black Danny goes on to say. Base Black Danny. Queer Sai can't fucking pivot from picking fights! Malcolm's mods are mostly in chat. Yeah, no, you guys are fine. I don't give a shit. I just think it's, again, I feel bad for you guys. Like, this is ridiculous. So the question was, like, she made reference to fighting in a Lio thread. Again, I just received these. I don't know what's happening. Don't feel bad. I got the caller and insufferable cow. Glenn, based. I'm appreciating this. She literally posts on Twitter and fights Lio like, I'm not kidding, 100 times a day. It's absolutely insane. So to take that in other people's discords, very bizarre. You have your own, shit it up. You mean you're already discussing me and things that didn't happen this server? She goes on to say, she comes in swinging. Oh no, do I have to start calling you queer? Do you think you're gonna trigger me or something? Evidently something did. You wouldn't have had deleted your Twitter. No, you're just pretending you didn't say that weird ass shit now. Ooh, targeting everybody, swinging. Let's see, you're being told that you owe someone something. Danny is literally just trying to talk to you. Why don't you start by setting an example of basic decency? Guys, I don't know. Has Sai shown any modicum of basic decency? Any kindness to anybody in this server? I'm not reading any of that. All I'm reading is just like very much swinging about it. A Shotgun Fox goes on to say, I feel very strange about all of this. She made like 60 replies to my messages like in one day. I would have liked to be cordial as I tried many times. Insane. You had to answer 60 times. Absolutely insane that you had to answer 60 times. That's absolute bullshit. You shouldn't have to do that. Buddy, I'm not the weird here sitting here going, you need to be more grateful for everything I could have done for you. Sai, I think you're reading a lot of attention into people's words when those are not the things that are being said. Malcolm is right, matching the energy when people are trying to have a conversation. Sai, buddy, I'm not the one sitting here, blah, 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 blah. Some of these are out of order. It's okay. Sai should be the... Fuck me! Sai should be the queen of black people. No. Yo, you know what? That's true. Maybe she is. Maybe Sai Scribble is lesbian Dr. Umar. Can we, like, is that what's happening right now? Is Sai Scribbles lesbian Dr. Umar? Find out live on her channel. Jesus Christ, dog. Again, this is somebody else's space. You can't even be fucking decent in somebody else's space? Sai goes on to say when people talk about the R word. Now, I've said this before. I don't particularly like using the R word. It has slipped once or twice. I'm not perfect by any means of the imagination, but ultimately I try not to use it at all times, mainly because I think that it's very important. I work with people in mental health, and I don't like using that word very often. Sometimes it slips because I get just so fucking brain farted. And again, I'm not here to police Sai's language, but if I go to somebody's Discord, right, and they're like, hey, don't use this word, and then you get called out for using said word, I don't know. maybe don't use said word in somebody else's space. Common decency, right? So we're kind of getting called out for that. She goes on to say, we were just talking about people back the energy they give, and yet you're still shocked when it happens? This is just her talking about her being privileged, yada, 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 which I don't want to read every chatter's things. It's mostly Sai stuff. We can actually say the R word. You're all desperate to say it in here. Insane, by the way. Sai Scribbles, slur-slinging Scribbles. It's like, listen. You all really want to say it. You want to say it so fucking bad, don't you? You really, and again, I don't fucking, listen, if it's not directly hateful, and listen, they're not words I use. I only use the ones that are allotted to me. I don't love them, but hey, maybe this is not great. Goes on to say, keep fighting people over the N-word. And then when someone says, hey, if you could leave if you don't like it here, Sai Scribbles goes on to say, I like it here. When there isn't someone in my ear building up some weird internet internal narrative that I owe them for their many favors. Many favors. Malcolm, very base, saying if she wants to do it, go to her own Discord. Holy shit. Fucking shocker of all days. Go to your own fucking Discord. This isn't your second Discord server, somebody says. And when she goes, she's like, yeah, and I thought this was not a PG server where shit talk was encouraged. So you go to somebody else's server to say your true thoughts? You can't even say in front of your own audience? Again, this is somebody else's audience. Somebody else's audience. Just be respectful about it. Just be fucking respectful. Like quite legitimately, I cannot understand how she just can't be respectful about somebody else's space. I really can't. This isn't your second Discord server. She replies to Malcolm at some time saying, I mean, it seems to be implicit that you need to be more grateful to us. Again, you are saying things in his Discord server. The implication would be true. If that were the implication were true, you would not have been banned or timed out by now. This has been for what, an hour now? Listen, it's kind of ridiculous that she is doing it in somebody else's space. She's continuing to do it in somebody else's space. And despite the level of kindness that she's being given and the level of grace that she's being given, it is insane. It's insane. I love this one that Sai says. If I ever call someone with Discord moderator powers my staff, just shoot me. Sai, I don't know the laws in fucking Rhode Island, but it sounds like you're very fucking on the edge right now, and all I'm saying is your life matters. Your life fucking matters. I don't know. I think Malcolm's mods are doing a pretty good job, in my opinion. I don't know. So if he calls them his staff, based, unironically based. So she goes on to say in response to Malcolm about real authority, she said, I didn't say it's actual authority. I'm talking about people who think being an internet mod is some mark of actual authority. Sai, you talk about cartoons on the internet. You are not a fucking gender studies, race relations person. You're a white lesbian from Rhode Island. That's all we are. I'm a shitty guy. I'm a fucking faggot from New Jersey. We're not arbiters of anything. For someone who constantly says that she's an entertainer, she likes to posture like she's a moral arbiter of goodness and everybody else's shit. Really convenient that Sai Scribbles, again, you could feel however you feel about Hassan Piker, but very convenient that she'll say that Hassan Piker should go back to his own country, but she won't go back to her own server when she's getting pushback, and then she complains about it. Very bizarre, very weird. We don't wield authority. Malcolm just wanted us to run the server how he wanted. That shouldn't be controversial to say. No, it's not. It absolutely isn't. Listen, I'm not like the main admin of my server. Cloudy is, and I have a very dedicated round-the-clock mod team, and I'm very appreciative of them. You are picking fight with the mods, and you are putting the creator, whom you're on friendly terms with, in an incredibly awkward position. Incredibly awkward position. And I'll be honest, like, I've had to choose my mods in fights with other creators. I said, nope, you're done. Get out. I've chosen my mods because my mod team knows what I want for the Discord. Yes, do they sometimes get ahead of themselves? Sure. But in this instance, that's not what's happening. She is flinging shit. The shit is being flung back at her, and she just wants to swing at everybody and say, "Oh, it's the mods." Like, it's the mods. You're a privileged gay because you didn't suffer like me, says Sai Scribbles. All of this. Everyone's privileged. Everybody. Guys, you don't understand. The white woman is telling you you are privileged. You're more privileged than the white woman. Oh my God. Did you hear that? Oh, have you been muted, kicked, or banned? Nobody said that. Sai Scribbles goes on to say Sheev is someone I gave mod status to because I know I could trust her not to get a big head and act like she is some real authority from being an internet moderator. Implying that's what mods do. Yeah, I'm seeing it before my eyes. The mods are out of control. Guys, you don't understand. Sai Scribbles says the mods are out of control. Hey, listen, I'll be real. Malcolm and I can have our differences. I still think this is inappropriate. Unironically, this is inappropriate. You put people in awkward positions because your own ego gets in the way. Because you're a fucking YouTuber. Your channel gets deleted, you have nothing to your name. Unironically. Because your network's getting a real bit thin. Because now Anthony Grimigula, someone that you're friends with, has to now distance himself from you. Because despite multiple efforts to stop you in your ways of just going crazy on the internet, can't do that. You just can't stop, Sai. And she never will. How amazing how Sai Scribbles looks when she describes getting called queer by a black person. Insane. Oh, let's see if there's anything more. Because I know that she, let's see. I know she eventually gets kicked from what I understand. Again, targeting the kindest member, staff member. Why does that matter, Sai? Yeah, it's a staff member. Transactional being the opportune word here, she goes on to say, because that's right. All Sai sees is transactional relationships with creators. That's all she sees. That's all she's ever seen, which is perfectly fine. I don't really give a shit, right? I don't personally give a shit if that's what you're going to do. Oh, what, is it all just numbers, Sai? Because it seems like despite how big your number is, you keep swinging and missing. Ooh, very jar-coded. And this is where that they've been banned people for less. This is her saying that it's transactional. And people rightfully, good on Danny, rightfully calling her out for it. She's constantly more worried about this like weird transactional relationship. Sai Scribbles goes on to say when responding again to someone, bro, you are over here like I've stuck up for you. You owe it because of behavior like I want you to. Hell, yesterday you were calling me ungrateful, that weird ass shit towards an internet stranger, man. You're mad that I have the mod role. I don't know who Colonist Lesbian Cop is, but good for them. So good. Let's see if there's anything more. I find it crass to discuss how much I make on a given stream. So this person who tells people to get jobs and or they're jobless, then when someone says, hey, so how much do you actually make on a stream? Which again, you could do the own math yourself. I don't gotta tell you the fucking math. But like, I can't. The hypocrisy is killing me. That's actually based. Stop treating, this isn't my job. Stop treating it like it is one. Sai, are you sad? Sai, are you sad? Sai, you literally tweet like it's a 9-to-5 job, girl. Have you went on her now deleted Twitter, by the way? It's a wave of tweets. Just a wave of tweets, replies, wave of tweets, replies, wave of tweets, replies. It is every single fucking day. Get a fucking job from the unpaid internet Channy, LOL. Is that the best you got, Sai? Is that the best you actually got? Fucking based mods. Did you notice the part where I referred to multiple times in the past when I was trying to be, I assume, kind and all that? And she goes on to say, and I'm telling you, this is a completely one-sided relationship you've built in your head, and it's very weird. Weird, isn't that the same language that Sai used with myself and Beckett? Huh. So every time she burns the bridge, it's your fault. Danny, I know you're in the chat. Or the real Malcolm mod. I don't know who that particularly is. Did you know that you had a one-sided relationship with Sai? Did you know that you were obsessed with her? That you were obsessed with every move she's ever made? Did you know that you're obsessed with her? No, you didn't. That's fucking cringe. How could you not know? I don't know. Just weird that she constantly refers to the same patterns over and over and over and over. Little KP coded. Sai Scribbles at a different time says it's really funny how people will come up to you on the internet being rude as hell and then gasp in shock when they are not treated with any decency. There's plenty of people who would like this server if not for the company. I'm sorry, what bitch? I'm sorry, what bitch? I'm sorry. What? There's no fucking way she said that. Malcolm's community likes his Discord. Who the fuck are you to say, talk like this in your fucking Discord then? I'll show you how she fucking talks in her Discord, because I got that little skinny for you. But weird. Fucking weird how there's just a lack of accountability. I thought I could talk shit in here. This is why nobody likes it in here, because you mods are mean to me. I'm sorry. Do you not have the leave server button? Because last I heard, you were kicked out of this server for being a racist and a bigot. Weird. And this is a little bit earlier in the conversation where she is literally presenting other people in this Discord as her enemies. They're not her enemies. They can literally have a conversation with you and disagree with you. I disagree with the queer stuff. Again, I identify myself as gay, queer, whatever spectrum you want me to identify myself with. She can do whatever she wants, but like in somebody else's space, respect it and understand why too. Understand why. I think that's the other thing too. I like, it really feels like if you don't suffer enough for Sai, she doesn't think you're something enough. That's a really bizarre standard to set. I don't know why. There are people suffering every day for like a myriad of things. And just like Malcolm says, just because someone is a mod and disagrees with you or doesn't like what you have to say, doesn't mean you're being unjustly slighted. It's incredibly true. The mods, in my opinion, the mods are not doing anything untoward that you wouldn't have wanted on yourself. That's just me, though. The mods are allowed to criticize. Oh, wow, there's no R word not censored for mods? Oh, God, sexual harassment. Yeah, she's being weirdly sexual harassy. Why are you making it weirdly sexual? He's not going to send you the picture of his whole package. Listen! That sucks! Hassan needs to start sending people more underwear pictures for the gays. For the gays. I support this. I support this. Listen. It should be happening, and I'm sad that he's not. You know? Should keep doing it. That's... He needs to say it. Listen. Let it be. I don't give a shit. I don't like the guy anymore. I could care less. Let him send the dick pics if he wants to. But again, you know what? I don't think I need this anymore. But you guys see how much Sai is fighting the mods. And I know that Sai was then removed, kicked from the Discord. I think we're going to go a little bit more because there's chat. Somehow there's more. Somehow there's more. So for those who don't know, Sai Scribbles has deleted her Discord as of today. I know I meant Twitter. I said Twitter. I said Twitter. I said Twitter. I said Twitter. Fuck off. Not Discord, I know. I said Twitter. I said Twitter. I misspoke, you fucks. But look, she's now on an alt account. She's on a locked alt account. Maybe, because this was just made today. But more importantly, and this I think is really important for the mods of Malcolm's community. I think this is really important for you guys. So when discussing why she's no longer on Twitter, she responds to somebody saying, for instance, I was having tea with Sheev, who was high on painkillers while I was high on weed, and decided to delete Twitter because it just isn't worth it. Huh. KP high on weed? Sai high on weed? Very bizarre! I don't know. What is with white women and getting really high on marijuana? Very fucking weird. Time to bring the channel back to laughter at whatever I want and ignore people who say I should be using my platform to hold people accountable. Huh, weird. Aren't you the person who says that you're trying to get Lily Orchard's channel taken down? Aren't you the person who says that everybody else should be accountable? Aren't you the person who says Lyle Convoy should be accountable? I should be accountable. Becca should be accountable. KP should be accountable. All these people should be accountable. It's good advice to just not get involved in any of this horseshit, as fun as arguing can be sometimes. Maybe the platformless bitches who would be crying if they got the same heat they bring onto others would feel the burn one day. I don't know, bitch, who deleted their Twitter? I don't know, chat. Does it seem like she's coping and seething? Does it feel like she's maulding? Chat, I think Sai Scribbles is over. On Twitter for now, anyways. I'm sure she'll be back, but weird and interesting how she blames everything on Twitter. Oh, she had to get off Twitter. Doesn't discuss, fighting for the slurs that she likes to use and saying that she's the one that has to be the educator of all slurs. Weird that she polices other people's language, but then when hers is policed, she gets very upset, chat. Very, very upset. Again, people will pick this up. I know that there's a conglomerate of communities and people who don't like her. Hey, Blackish. Hey, buddy. She's a 40-year-old hag and acting like this. This is the appropriate time to use that. Listen, Sai will be back. I'm sure that she'll go over this. I'm sure. Hey, Sai, if you go over this on your stream, which you probably will, or maybe you won't because you're too afraid to do it. Hi, Sai. It's good to see you. I don't know what to tell you. Sucks when people bite back harder, I guess.